Hello and welcome. I am Scrapperlock, and this is City of Heroes on the private server, Everlasting. We are with our level 41 Scrapper Silver Phoenix. I want to point out, I think we got about 500,000 XP on the last mission, or somewhere close 450,000. That was a really long mission, and we fought a lot of bosses, and so it's worth a lot of experience points. Um, we're still doing our story arc with Indigo. It's a very long story arc where we're still trying to find Melvin Langley. And we have another mission from her. And she says the information you found about our friends' operations almost puts Melvin Langley's rescue in our reach, but we still have to decipher and confirm the information before we can act on it. The next mission Crimson and I have worked out for you should do just that. Our friends have worked with Cray Industries many times in the past, cleaning up Cray's messes, eliminating the Countess's opponents and competition in a deniable fashion, all in the name of capitalism. Well, with Cray on the ropes, they've been asking our friends to exert all of their considerable influence to get them out of trouble. So Crimson and I found out about it. We want you to infiltrate the lab where they're holding their negotiations. So this is a very long story arc. I'm enjoying fighting the Malta and everything, but I feel like this story arc is too much. Oh, the guy is here, go rescue him. Oh, he wasn't there. The guy is here, go rescue him. Oh, he wasn't there. Like, we don't know where he is, so go find some information about where he is. Oh, you found a part of a scrap of something. We can't do anything with it. Go find another scrap. Okay, we've got our scraps, but we can't translate it. Go find the guy who can translate it. Okay, the guy translated it, but we don't know what it means. Go find the guy who knows what it means. And it just seems to me like it's just all this for kidnapping one guy. I don't know. It seems like they're just sort of stringing it along, making it, each step you think, okay, this is the step where we're going to rescue him, and you just get another piece of information that sends you to the next step. And I feel like that leaves the story kind of thin. And what they've kind of not really talked about enough, I think, is this Might for Right bill. I feel like that got buried under all the let's look for Melvin, let's look for Melvin. Anyway, so, she says, alright, the trick here is that we're not asking you to do this just for the sake of doing a good deed. Crimson and I think we understand the data you recovered, but we had to make some guesses. If we guessed right, then that data fit with what we know, and we can find Melvin Langley. So, if our guesses are correct, then Malta's negotiator should be an operative called Silhouette Azure Alpha. You'll need to defeat him to confirm his identity. If we can confirm that he's the guy, then we know what base he came from and who he was reporting to. From there, we can fill in enough to know which prisoner code in the data is actually Melvin and where they're keeping him. Easy. Alright. So, let's go ahead and head to Peregrine Island, where we're going to defeat Silhouette and his team. One of the things you'll notice that we're probably going to fight an elite boss here. I'm not worrying that much about getting exactly the right inspirations. Because we have Elude and conserve power now, I'm a little less concerned with that. We should be able to take on an elite boss, I hope, even if it's a +2. If it's a +3, that's going to be trouble. We might die from that. We're really still not yet set up to deal with +3s. Or at least if we're going to have +3s, we would need a lot more heals, because they will hit, as you've seen. They'll have like a 15 or 20% chance to hit, and, look at the one mission the other night where the guy rolled 2 4s in a row, and did and every time they hit you, they do like a third to 40% of your health bar. So if you get 2 or 3 low end, 5% or less rolls in a row, you just die. At least unless you have heals. So we're going to prioritize those heals at this point. Oh, gotta be careful. I'm still pretty low level for this zone. Lucky I didn't aggro whoever I just jumped next to. We'll switch to combat jump, and we'll head on in. Oh, I just got shot by a sniper, it looks like. Yeah, Peregrine Island is still kind of dangerous for us, because we're at the low end of that zone. Yep, I just got shot by a sniper, so we'll rest. Don't want to start the mission with low hit points. Sturdies will help here. This is 15% resistance. This is 10, so that's 25% resistance. We can also use the wedding ring if we need to. In fact, what I'm going to do is go ahead and put that wedding ring over here. I guess. I don't need this. That's a temporary flight power I had to use to get one particular badge. I'll leave the wedding ring right there. This way, in case we need it, we can pull it up. It's still got an hour and 36 minutes of use left, and it will do about 30% resistance. So if we had to, we could pop 2 sturdies and the wedding ring, and we'd be at like 60% resistance. Alright, so this guy is just a lieutenant, so we'll take him out. And now we have to defeat Silhouette and his men, right? We don't, his team, this might be a defeat all, not sure. Usually, if it says and guards, it's just the people in the same room as that, or maybe on the same level as this particular villain. But if it says and his team, it might be everybody, I just don't know. Alright, so we've got this guy. Oh, shouldn't have probably knocked him over there because we might aggro somebody else. Yep, there's, looks like a boss. This lieutenant is +2. You can see we get about 5,000 XP per. We need 500,000 XP to level, I think, right? 526, so basically 100 lieutenants would do it. And this boss is going to be worth even more. Let's see, does he have anybody else with him? Let's put on stealth. Sort of decrease the aggro range so I can just see. Yep, there's attack. I wanted to make sure there wasn't a sapper with him. And a pop of luck. And I'm going to hit it conserve power so we can just pound as much as we need to, since the bosses do take a lot of punishment. And that luck will just... So, you might be wondering, okay, why 1 luck? Why not multiple? Why not elude? I don't think we need elude against a regular +2 boss. What's the luck doing? It's that 12% extra defense is counteracting the boss's bonus for being +2 to me, right? Because they get a bonus for being higher level than you. Now let's move out of the AoE. So they're more likely to hit just based on the fact that they're level +2. And we got an SO. Very nice. That worked great. Our endurance is in good shape. Our health's in good shape. And we can move on. Now the conserve power lasts for a little while, so we can continue to use it. Continue to rely on it. So there's an operations officer. Let's stealth up again. Is there anybody else with him? No. Okay, that's fine then. And... oh man. Good thing I conserve power on. I'm missing a lot. Why am I missing this guy so much? Oh, he's +3. So that decreases your chance to hit by a lot. Yeah, well, he still had like 88% chance to hit, so I don't know why we missed 3 or 4 out of like 10 shots. Operations officers, oh, these guys are +3 also. But they're both lieutenants, so that's not too bad. They're not bosses. I'm going to try to go without the luck this time so we can use it in the future. We'll see what happens. Don't need the conserve power and can't use it even if we needed it. Alright, these guys are pretty accurate, so we got to make sure we do some damage. And unfortunately with these guys we can't rely... I was going to say we can't really rely on the soft control, but we knocked him over. That's good. Don't need that much endurance, so we'll go ahead and get rid of it. Just so that we can maybe get something else, but we don't need that either. So that was pretty good. We didn't even need any inspirations there. This is a dead end. We're still looking for Silhouette, and I don't know if he's going to be an elite boss. Cray Negotiator. And there's Silhouette. He's just a boss. Okay. We're going to pull this guy out. He's going to give us a an auto turret, that's okay. I do not want him in that room when I'm trying to fight the Crane Negotiator in Silhouette. Oh, he's a lieutenant. They're not the ones that spawn the auto turrets. I thought he was just a regular guy. Okay, so this guy is a 43 boss and a 43 lieutenant, and then there's another lieutenant over there. So we're going to be very careful with these guys. We may have to pull them. Let's put on stealth and see who else is around here. Nobody in the dead end. Is there a sapper? I just want to make sure there's no sapper. So 2 lieutenants and a boss. We're probably going to be okay here. Let's pop a loot. And we'll just go pound them. Wow, we didn't aggro the Titan. That's quite useful. Let's see if we can pull the boss out. There he is. Okay, now we shouldn't have to worry about the Titan at all. And with a loot running, we shouldn't have any endurance issues. The main problem is when he hits us, these guys are very accurate. They have much higher chance to hit than a normal boss would, I think. You gotta make sure you keep that health up when he hits. He's hit me twice there. Or actually about 4 times so far in the battle. We can look at what his chance to hit was. And we completed the mission. We're going to go beat that other guy up, but let's look at his hit rolls. So we had a 95% chance to hit him. He had a 15% chance to hit us. Missed a bunch of times. Right, he had about a 15% chance to hit us each time. Roll a 12 there. Yeah, so he had about a 15% chance to hit. Alright, so while our loot's still running, let's go take out this lieutenant. So let's look at the difference. What chance did the Titan have to hit us? He had an 8.28% chance to hit. Right, so you can see that the boss had a higher chance to hit than this guy. So we got a clue. Let's take a look. Silhouette's identity was confirmed. That's all we've got. So we'll head out. And we're going to stay right here because Elude's going to drop, and I don't want to be running through the zone while all my toggles are off, because this is an area where we could potentially get hit by snipers. Let's call Indigo. Turn the toggles off because they're about to recycle. And she says, this confirms it. Silhouette Azure Alpha was there. Then we know where he came from and where he was going. Combine that with what my own sources have, and we should be able to get Melvin's exact location in no time. Thank you, Silver Phoenix. I know that Crimson and I aren't exactly the easiest people to work with, but you've really pulled through. So now we ask for available missions, and our Elude just dropped. Well, we found him. With all of your work and my own resources, Crimson was able to pin down where our friends in the Malta group have Melvin Langley. All that's left now is to get him out. Now, there will probably be an elite boss in here who was originally programmed probably as an archvillain. I think our enhancements, our inspirations rather, should be enough. We got conserve power. Elude will be back by the time we face him. I think we should be okay. So we got to meet with Crimson first. Let's select task. First thing to do is meet with Crimson, and then we're going to go rescue Melvin Langley. My guess is Crimson's going to tell us where Melvin is. I do love jumping across rooftops still. It's super fun. And it's so much more fun now because you can go so much further when you're higher level and have an SO in it, or a whatever invention enhancer in it. And there is Crimson at the base of the statue. I still don't know who this is a statue to. Like in Galaxy City, it was Galaxy Girl, you know. Alright, so he says, alright, Silver Phoenix, I'm glad you came. Indigo's information is checked out, as does yours. Melvin Langley is still being held in the city. They were too worried about you catching them in mid-transfer to try and smuggle him out. They're holding him in an old council base. I scoped the place out myself earlier, but the guard was too heavy for me to get our boy out. That's going to be your job. Melvin himself is in good shape, as good a shape as he can be expected. He's resisted their torture and is still in pretty good health. They haven't done any brainwashing or controlling of him yet because they didn't want to hurt any information he may have had. So that's one less worry. All you'll have to do is focus on taking out the guards and getting him out safely. Oh, and I almost forgot. You're going to have to take out the base leader, a hard case called Paradox Black Omega, but that shouldn't be too tough for you. As Indigo would say, easy. After you've rescued Melvin, come back and talk with me again. There's an explanation I owe you about something. So he's not been totally truthful with us. I'm not sure in what way. I have a funny feeling that Paradox Black is going to be Melvin Langley. But again, I have no specific memory of this story arc, so I couldn't really say for sure. It's just sort of I just sort of suspected. How many enhancements did we get that last mission? Just the one. So this is going to finish the story arc. I feel like we have a sufficient set of inspirations here. We may not... Let me just get rid of one of these blues so that we have an open spot in case we get something better. I would really rather have a couple more greens and maybe another... I don't know if we need the luck so much anymore with Elude. I'd like to have a couple more greens and maybe a couple more purples, but we'll see. I think we can do it with this set. Elude will pretty much floor them. Alright. So here we go. Where are we going to sewer? Maybe. Down there. So how do I get down there? Oh, I always hate this part of Brickstown because I can never remember how to get down underneath. Here we go. This should do it. Alright, here we go, guys. And that's right, it's a council base. So we don't need our sewer costume. It doesn't seem like it's a huge base. It's medium size. Now, we'll have to see if we can beat this elite boss, assuming it is elite boss. We'll have to see if we can beat it. If it's +3, might be too hard. We'll just have to see. So there's a couple of titans. I'm going to get the guy up above first, just because the guys below usually don't see you when you're above, but the guys above sometimes see you when you're below. Now, they might both see me anyway. Fortunately, these are just lieutenants, and they're only +2, so it shouldn't be a problem. There we go. We got an extra green. Glad about that. Let's take this red. We don't really need that. And we got another Titan down there, so let's go hit him. Interesting that a lot of the lieutenants are... Wow, these damage over time are tough. A lot of the lieutenants are alone in these missions, which is interesting and unusual. Knocked him over, that's good. Took him out. Ah, and we got a really good luck. That's excellent. We got Actually, good luck. Plus 25% defense. That's great. So let's see. There's an exit here. What other exits are there to this room? There's one there. Are there any other guys around? Let's just see. It's easy to miss things in these council bases. Oh, like that? I thought it was going back the way I had come. That was an oops, but we're all right. Don't see any more guys here. All right. Okay. All right, let's head back out. Yeah, these things are like a maze. Statesmen and the cryptic developers love making mazes. One of my friends actually complained about it. We were in a cave and he's like, oh, I hate the caves. And I said, what about Ornbega? Oh, I hate Ornbega more. But even the offices can be very maze-like as well. So let's see, how big is this? Yeah, there's probably going to be about 5 more rooms. 4 or 5, something like that. I hear somebody. Right there. Okay. Okay, so this concerns me. Why was he alone? What else have I missed? Oh, there's a guy. See, I knew it. Sapper too. Oh, this must be a patrol. Didn't get him fast enough, did I? Nope. Okay, as long as that's not another sapper. Yeah, I haven't seen a lot of patrols lately. This is the first one in a while. Yeah, this is going to be rough if they're wandering around to get everybody. I don't know if this is a defeat all. It looks like it might be. Is that our buddy? That's a Zeus class Titan. Okay, I thought that might be Paradox Black, but it doesn't seem to be. That is a boss, level 43. I don't know what he has with him. Don't see anybody else. We're gonna have to taunt him out. Wow, look at that. I was just afraid to get hit by a sapper there, but look at that damage he's doing to me. Let's grab a luck. Still pounding me. I better take another healer. If he hits me again, he'll kill me. It's not good that we had to use 3 heals against this guy. Look how much he's hitting me. What is going on here? What? Who the heck was hitting me? Was it just him? Wow. Alright, that's not good. I guess I should have used a loot. Wow, yeah. Was he +3 or +4? I think he was only, or +2 or +3. I think he was only +2. +2 boss shouldn't have taken me out like that. I don't know if I got hit by something else, or I just got really unlucky. Hits, quad plasma blast, 9.6% chance to hit, and he rolled a .01. So he hit me all those times with 7 and 9% chances to hit. .6, he rolled a 3. Wow. So I had him basically floored. Even elude wouldn't have helped me there. Wow. That is something else. Let's grab another one of these, because we don't really have to have the endurance. Did we not get debt? Do you not get debt when you have patrol XP, maybe? Maybe that's why I never get debt. That's just really weird. Should be getting some debt when you die at level 41. Fortunately, we're right near the mission. Yeah, I had him floored, man. If I can't, what am I going to do about a guy rolling 0.1? Like 0.1. How the heck do you? What are you supposed to do with that? I could have elude times 10. I could have, in the old days, elude 6 slotted for defense. You can't help it if somebody rolls a 0.1. He's got a 7% chance to hit me. 7. And he hit me repeatedly. I mean, what are you supposed to do about that when you get hit like 25% of the time on a 7% chance? I don't know. We've got some extra heals here. Let's go and put the Ring of Fire on. I hate to do that, but I mean, if he's going to hit me on a 7% chance, what am I supposed to do? You know? Where is he? Oh, we got him. He's half dead already. Now see, there is a perfect example of how, what's the word for it? Random or luck-based super reflexes is. He didn't hit me once that time. Right? Now this time he had a 36% chance to hit me. 36%. 36%, and he missed every time. And last time he had a 7%, and he hit repeatedly. And there's the guy that I figured was with him. And there is almost no way to stop him from summoning that thing. You have to hit him so fast. If you just take a second to register that he's there, he summoned it. And these caves are difficult with sappers because you can't always see what's coming. Now there's a fork in the road. This might wrap around. It does. It looks like it does. Okay. And that's a dead end. Alright, so we're done with this area. Let's head back. What's up here? Anything? Nothing up there. Alright, so we get back to our main room, and there's, what, one other way to go? I believe. Right? Because we came in from the south. So there's one other way to go, but there's going to be a lot more to this base you can see. So it's probably going to wrap around like that. Yeah, so with super reflexes you just saw, right? The first battle, I got my butt kicked. Oh, this guy's going to summon again. First battle, I got my butt kicked. Second time I fought the same guy, even though he had a higher chance to hit me, he whiffed every time. It's just pure luck. It's just, did you get lucky or not? And it's one of the reasons a lot of people struggle with super reflexes and don't like it, because it is so based on that. You can have one fight with an archvillain and absolutely get your butt handed to you in another fight where he can't touch you. Whereas with a resistance-based set, right, it's going to be the same, essentially the same difficulty every time. Alright, let's see. Oh, we got super jump on. That's why my... Why do I keep doing that? That's why my endurance was dying really fast. Okay, so this engineer, let's hit him. Bam. Before he can summon. And this should take him out. Then we go after the gunslinger. So these guys are +3, so that's bad if we're going to fight an elite boss at +3. Even elude may not save us. There we go. Not bad. Why was he... Weren't the other lieutenants 5,000 XP? Yeah. So why was this one at +4 less XP? That's weird. Maybe because they're easier? You know, they don't have quite the buffs of the other lieutenants. I don't remember which type it was now that was giving me the higher XP. Alright, let's see, where are we here now? So, yeah, and this is where it wraps back around. My guess is room here, maybe room there. So about 3 more rooms. That's my guess. We'll see. Okay, operations engineer, Zeus class Titan. Alright, I guess we're doing a loot for this. Missed him, of course, so now I'm gonna have to fight an auto turret. Maybe not. Critical strikes is always good. I wish that wasn't red text though. I wish it was a different color. Mainly because red text is damage, right? So you see the red text, big words in red text come up and you think that's bad, right? But it's not, actually. It's good because you want critical strikes. So it should be green text or, I don't know, blue or something. Green is healing, so maybe blue, yellow, I don't know. Didn't even need the elude for this guy. Hopefully I didn't burn it too early. Got him. Do we have him floored? 9.6%. That must be his minimum. Yeah, I've been starting to suspect that the floor may not exactly be 5%. They used to say it was, but I wonder if it's 10% of your 2-hit roll or something. So if you had a 95% chance, maybe it's a 9.5. I don't know. Or maybe they have some sort of a buff that means that they can't go below 10% or whatever. I don't know. There'd be a way to test it, which would be to... who just shot at me? Alright, we'll have to do this as a pull, because I don't know who went after me. And there's Paradox Black Omega, so that's not good, because we're not going to have elude. Where is he? Okay, this is an operations engineer, so we'll fight him. Pull back. Let them come to me. So we're gonna have to use multiple Lux against him, and probably the ring, because I'm not gonna have a loot up. Let's taunt this guy over. I'm not really afraid of him in case the loot crash happens. He's just a minion. His auto turret. Alright guys, now we have to wait, because we cannot fight Paradox Black Omega that way. We will have conserved power. That'll be very useful. So then we can throw the Ring of Fire on and not worry about the endurance that it costs to run it. Stay out of sight. Go ahead and rest now that we're recovering. Yeah, clearly I should have just used good luck on that boss. But the last boss killed me, so, and it was the same level, so I just figured, you know, better safe than sorry, but now we don't have it against PBO, right? Paradox Black Omega, or whatever his name is. Yep. Alright, let's use our stealth to see where the heck is this guy. It's an operation. There he is. Okay, so we've got to be really careful with all these guys and take them all out first. Yep, and we're going to have to fight a bunch of auto turrets also, because taunting him means he's going to have time to place it. We got to get the sapper out of there too. We've got to get that sapper out of there. Hopefully, Paradox Black isn't going to come. Oh, it sounds like he came. Is that him? Oh, it is. Alright, hang on, hang on. Ring of Fire. Turn it on. Conserve power. Extra damage. Alright, let's go get him. And the sapper's got to be killed. Got to get this sapper. There it is. Alright. Let's do conserve power. That health up. That's what I like to see is knockback. There's more guys in the room, but I don't think they'll come over here. Just in case, I'm gonna move in a little bit so I kick him toward the wall. He's just a boss. I thought he was an elite boss. We're fine. I thought he was an elite boss. Alright, so that's no problem. So now we gotta get this engineer. And now that Omega's done, we should be fine for the rest of the mission. Anybody up here? Don't know where Melvin's gonna be. Probably down the other hallway. Over here, maybe? Oh, yep, there he is. And there's a sapper. Knock him over, knock him over. That's it. I don't care about the guy with the auto turret. I just care about the sapper. There finally is Melvin Langley. Look at that, I one-shotted that guy. Interesting, we didn't get reward merits. Is that not the end of the story arc? Huh. I thought this was the end of the story arc, but I guess not. So he gave me a clue. What's this clue going to say? This is all BS. They told me I'd been abandoned, that I'd been betrayed, but I knew they were lying. I knew that Indigo wouldn't leave me to rot. I never expected they'd get someone of your stature to help, but I've learned not to complain. Listen, Silver Phoenix, I don't know how much you've learned, but these Malta guys, they're worse than I ever feared. They think that they know what's right and what's wrong without question, so anybody who comes across them is in the wrong, who crosses them is in the wrong and deserves whatever they get. I've stumbled onto it all bit by bit, but even after being their prisoner, the enormity of the conspiracy is overwhelming. These are the people who kill presidents, Silver Phoenix, presidents and heroes, and whoever gets in the way. Malta are going to be concentrating on you for a while, so I can make it out on my own now. Silver Phoenix, I'm not as helpless as I used to be. Indigo and Crimson have some safe locations I can use. Once I'm set up, I should be able to continue to help with the fight. I'm not giving up now. Okay, so let's contact Indigo. What? Oops, no, we gotta go to Crimson first. Hang on. Ah, that's why we didn't get any reward merits. We have to get debriefed by Crimson. Okay, so let's head up. And out. And to the train station. And to Peregrine Island. Yeah, so one of the things you may have seen me do, I don't know if I've probably done it before. When I died, I went at the hospital. I grabbed a bunch of inspirations from the nurse at the hospital. I had completely forgotten. Oh, for the first like 30 levels with this character, if not more, completely forgotten that you could do that. And I can't remember which friend it was. It was with a friend, and like we both died, and I went like way off, like into another zone because I didn't have any contacts wherever we were. I can't remember where it was, and they were like, "What are you doing?" And I said, "Oh, I've got to go get inspirations." And they're like, "Where are you going?" I'm like, "I'm going to my contact." And they're like, "Why don't you just get them from the nurse in the hospital?" And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I totally forgot you could do that." uh, it's so funny. Some things I just remembered so well about this game, and other things I'm like, I didn't remember that. That was one of them. Okay. This is going to be a long episode, but I think this is going to finish the story arc, so let's just go ahead and finish it rather than delaying that to another episode. We'll head on the ferry to Peregrine Island, and as you guys know by now, right at the base of this statue is Crimson, so he's right here. One hop away, roughly. Yeah, just about one hop. And there are the reward merits. Well, 58. So, Melvin's free and dedicated to the cause, more dedicated to the cause than ever. Now that is a best possible outcome. Good work. And as a reward for such good work, I promise you a bit of an explanation. Now, I don't give these often, so you better listen because I am not in the habit of explaining myself, and I'm definitely not in the habit of repeating myself. If you've been paying attention, you might have learned a good deal about who the Malta Group are and why they were formed. Just in case, I'll give you a quick wrap-up. After World War II ended, a lot of superhumans who'd fought for the U.S. left the service, leaving us weakened against the paranormal assets of our new enemy in the Soviet bloc. To counter this, a CIA spook named Roger Vrabel pulled enough strings to get the Might for Right Act passed, which let him draft metahumans into his own special strike force. When the Might for Right Act was overturned in '67, the Soviets proceeded to kick our asses in all the Cold War spy games, and it started to look grim. So Vrabel, McIntosh, and a bunch of others got together at a little conference organized by Neil McIntosh on the island of Malta. And there the 17 of them formed an illegal intelligence conspiracy called the Malta Group. They acted outside of their own governments, recruiting metahumans by any means, fair or foul, to fight their invisible war. These days, communism's gone and the Cold War is over. And the Malta groups had to change. Now they've dedicated themselves to spread their version of democracy and capitalism, which is really a dictatorship wrapped up in the American flag. Now, I wanted you to learn all this, and if you paid attention, you probably have, but there are other reasons for all of this as well. I knew where Melvin Langley was for quite some time. Oh, well, thanks a lot, Crimson. Normally at this point I'd say I don't need to explain myself to you, but you've earned some closure on all of this, so I'll explain why the hell I let this go on so long. When Melvin was targeted and abducted by Malta, it was right before I had planned a little test to make sure he wasn't a sleeper or a double agent. I was suspicious, but that's not unusual for me. I was wrong, as it turned out, but I decided to use this whole situation to make sure he wants the real deal, and more importantly, to make sure that if he had been a sleeper agent, Indigo hadn't been compromised. I spun this whole thing out and waited for someone to blow their cover, but no matter how many opportunities I left open for Melvin and Indigo, they were legit the whole way. That's why I owed you an explanation, Silver Phoenix. No one likes to be used, and I can't really tell you that I'm sorry for using you to make sure of everyone's allegiances. I did what I had to do, but I felt you deserved to understand why. If you're upset, think about all the good you've done and the defeats you've handed to the Malta Group. If you're still sore, then think about it this way. I love Indigo like a daughter, and I would trust that girl with the lives of my children, but I knew I could trust you to do the right thing the whole time I was testing her. So, yeah, Crimson had an ulterior motive, but it wasn't quite as nefarious as I thought. And now we will contact Indigo. Oops. And get our, let's see how much experience. We got 11,000 for the mission. How much do we get for the story arc? Wow. 135,000 XP, guys, for one bulb from level 42. And she says, Crimson told me everything. I can't really be mad at him, though. I understand why he went through all this to make sure I hadn't been subverted. After I left the knives, oh, so she was a knife of Artemis. Cool. I never figured anyone would trust me again. You did, though. And so did Melvin. Because of you, Melvin's safe now and more determined to fight the Malta group than ever. You came through for Melvin, for me, better than I could have hoped. So thanks. Thanks for working with me and thanks for trusting me. She's pretty cool. I don't think we're going to interact with her again, other than maybe during a mission. But that's pretty cool. We completed our story arc. And if we look at our clues, right, we have a painting of the gentleman from Malta. And this is all the guys that created the Malta group. So one of the things I want to do, let's head to Talos Island, and we're going to go to the little whoops, didn't get in there. We're going to go to the little information kiosk, which is right by the train station. And we're going to take a look at how much damage we've done versus how much damage we've taken. How many villains we've defeated. And you can see how much. It's really a shame it doesn't say how many defeats we've had. I've lost count. I think we've had about 10. Maybe a dozen defeats. In 41 levels, that's really not bad at all. We know we didn't get our first defeat until like level, what was it, 27 or something. So it's like I'm defeated maybe once a level. It's a little more than I'd like, but it's really not too bad. I keep remembering that it, like, once I hit, I think it was 35 to like 43 with this character, well, not this character, but the equivalent character, Martial Arts Super Reflexes in live. I don't think I was defeated a single time solo, but that was before you could set the difficulty higher, and so I was only fighting white cons. Alright, let's see. We have defeated 12,956 villains. We've inflicted 4.28 million damage and taken 890,000. So we're still operating at about, give or take, 5 to 1, doing 5 times more damage than we take. We've completed 445 tasks. Now that's not missions. I believe a task would count for like coming out of the mission and going to Crimson was another task. So we haven't done we've probably done close to 400 missions. We've failed 1. We've earned 974 reward merits, over 11 million XP, and we've only acquired 67,000 debt. That is pretty cool. And so if we look at our salvage here, which I've got to do some selling on, we have 470 reward merits, so we're going to need about 130 more to get the Scrapper Strike, which is the other Scrapper archetype specific thing, like set like Critical Strikes. Scrapper Strike doesn't require to be triggered the way this one does, right? Critical Strikes, this Critical Strike goes whenever you hit, so you want it on something that moves fast, like Crane Kick. The Scrapper Strike doesn't have anything like that, so with Eagle's Claw, we can probably put Scrapper Strike in here, and then, I don't know, we're going to put some other things up in here. I definitely want to get Multi-Strike when we put the last slot on Dragon's Tail. That'll be at 42. So at 42, I'll probably put Multi-Strike in here and put Mako's Bite or something in Storm Kick, and then we'll have 4 sets on our character. Probably leave it that way until we put Scrapper Strike and Eagle's Claw, and I'm not sure what I'm going to put in here. It'll depend on where the slots go, frankly. Alright, so that's enough for today. I hope you've enjoyed, and I'll be back another time with more of our Scrapper from City of Heroes.